Hey friends, I want to encourage you and tell you today that God is working on your behalf behind the scenes to create a miracle for your impossible situation. It takes an impossible situation to see a miracle, because if everything is going well in your life, then you don't have a need for God to show up. But if you're going through something difficult, that is the perfect circumstance to see God break through. So recently I had this dream about a movie called Angels in the Outfield. And so this is a spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen it and want to watch it. I'm telling you now. But in this dream, I saw a scene from the movie, and I saw a baseball team playing, and behind them were all of these angels they couldn't see, and they were helping them to win the game. And so to give you a little more background about the plot of this movie, it's about a little boy who says to his father, "Dad, are we ever going to be a family again?" Because they were a broken family, and he just wanted his father to come back home. And his father responds and says, "Sure, we'll be a family again when the angels win the pennant." And so at this time in the film, the Angels had been failing miserably in their season of baseball. And so for his father to say this, he was being incredibly sarcastic and cynical. Like, yeah, right, sure, it's going to happen when the Angels win the pennant. Like, it's never going to happen. And so the little boy prays and he says, "God, help the Angels win." And as a result, this little boy begins to see angels at the baseball game, and he begins to tell the coach how the angels are instructing the players to win. And so the coach takes the cues and tells the players eventually, and then they begin to turn around their season and they begin to win. So I have this dream about this scene from Angels in the Outfield of these angels helping these ball players. And I wake up, I journal it, and I pray about it, and I say, "God, what is this about?" And I felt like he said, "Marielle, this is a picture of what I am doing in impossible situations in your life and in the lives of those around you in ways they can't even see. I am fighting for them." And it reminded me of the story in 2 Kings chapter 6, in verse 15 through about 17 or 18. And it's the story of Elijah. And he and his servant were surrounded by an enemy army. And his servant was terrified. And he said, "Hey, we're surrounded. What are we going to do?" And Elijah responds and says, "God, open up his eyes so that he may see." And as a result, the eyes of his servant are opened, and he sees them surrounded by their own army of chariots of fire. And so there were more with them than those against them. And so guys, today I want to encourage you, no matter what you're facing, no matter what battles you're facing, whatever it is that you're trying to overcome, that there are more with you than those against you. Ask God and pray that he would open up your eyes to see how he is working behind the scenes on your behalf in your situation. And I pray for you today that your faith would be increased, to know that your impossible situation is not too hard for God, that he is the God of miracles, and that you would take heart in knowing that there are more with you than those against you. You are more than a conqueror, like it says in Romans chapter 8.